this is Russell. Welcome to mission number 3. Should you choose to accept it, we're going to be focusing on how to place these hooks and actually earn traffic. Okay, and I want to start here because a lot of you guys who came in this contest are like, I don't have money to invest yet, Russell. I have more time than money, so what should I do? And so that's totally a great question, and so that's where we're going to be starting, is with that. All right, so I'm going to talk about hooks. And then these are earned. Okay. All right. Now, if you've been following this process as we've been going through this, at this point you have a funnel, right? And on the funnel, there's probably a thing here. There's a hook. People opt in, and they come over here, and there's a video of you, and there's a really good offer, and then there's an upsell, and you've got this amazing thing that you believe will change people's lives, which is why I love entrepreneurs. That's what we do. Okay. And so there's the thing, right? So our goal is to get traffic, get people into this funnel, right? We're trying to fill this funnel full of people. And so if you guys did the Dream 100 exercise yesterday, and hopefully you did, you should at this point have a huge list of people that have your dream customers, the people that you need to figure out how to get people from Facebook, from this person's email list, from this blog, from this podcast, from whatever, how to get those people from there and get them into my funnel over here, okay? Now to understand this, like, I want you to look at this from the real world, because for some reason, everyone who gets into this thinks the internet's magic, and it's not. It's the same thing as the real world, right? So think about this. Like, if you look at Hollywood, all right, and Hollywood, you'll see this over and over again, right? So what'll happen is that they'll come out with a new movie, right? And so there's a new movie coming out. And so the movie's got this story, right? It's the same thing here. There's a story. But inside the movie, what do they have? They have characters. And what are the characters, in case you guys are wondering? Each of these characters, honestly, is just a hook. Like, why do famous characters get so many movie roles? Because there's a hook, right? Because people like fall in love with characters, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go see the movie because so-and-so's in the movie. Oh, Matt Damon's in the movie, or Hugh Jackman's in the movie, or Hugh Grant, or Sandra Bullock, or whoever your person is, right? Like, everyone connects with celebrities. So celebrities are just hooks, right? That's why they cast celebrities. Otherwise, they would just put any actors in there that could do it, but they bring in some people to be hooks, right? So they have these different hooks they've been testing, and they know, like, man, this person knows his material. He's been on 20 different movies. People love him. People come to the box office because they want to see so-and-so, right? So there's the movie. Now what happens in the real world, right? The movie's coming out, it's about to go live. So what they do is they grab these people that are known celebrities, they know people like, and they say, okay, who is our Dream 100? Who has the platforms right now that already has our dream customers, the people that are gonna come see this movie? And they're like, oh, well, Jimmy Kimmel has got a huge audience. He's got like 10 million people watch him every single night. And then there's Jimmy Fallon, and there's the Today Show, and then there's Howard Stern Radio, and then they have all these different platforms that that people are on that have a huge following, right? And so what do? They take Matt Damon, and they're like, hey, Matt, you're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. So you see him on the show right here. He's on with Jimmy Kimmel, and he's interviewing him, and he's basically dropping hooks from the movie. Like, oh yeah, in the movie we did this. I had a chance to work with so-and-so, and it was really cool. In fact, he just wants to see a clip from the movie. They show a clip from the movie. He's like, oh, it's going to be awesome. Cool. The movie's going to be in theaters this weekend. Box office opens this weekend. Go and watch it. It's going to be awesome. Boom. Sets a hook, drives 3.5 million people from this group in to go watch the movie that weekend. Then they see him in 30 minutes later on Jimmy Fallon. He's on the same show, and he's there. He's setting new hooks, telling the story. And then he's on the Today Show in the morning. And they go and they do this circuit to all of their Dream 100, and they earn their way onto every single show, driving people back to the movie, right? And they do it with all these different people. They go out there and they're doing the circuits, right? So you always know a new movie's coming out. Why? Because if you turn on TV, you're gonna see all the actors on all different shows talking about the movie, promoting the movie, getting people to the movie. Okay? So you see this every single day. And then you're like, I don't know how to drive traffic, Russell. It's the exact same thing, okay? You have your Dream 100 list, right? So the difference is instead of going on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, you're like, cool, I'm gonna go on this person's podcast, and there's this person who's got a big Facebook audience, there's this person who's got a big blog, and there's your Dream 100 that are out here, right? And so they're all out here, and now all we gotta do is we gotta Dream 100 them. So what does that mean? How do you Dream 100 someone? Well, I told you what Chet Holmes did. He would send him a package in the mail, and he'd call him on the phone 2 weeks later. And he'd send him another package in the mail, call him on the phone 2 weeks later. Send him a package in the mail, call him on the phone, and he aggressively marketed to these people over and over and over and over and over and over again until they all said yes, okay? Guess what? This is similar. So in case you think there's some romance of like, oh, I just click a button and traffic magically comes to me, it's not. This is the game, right? So you have this funnel. This is the thing that you want to promote. You're figuring out who's my Dream 100, and now you're looking at each of these Dream 100 as a show, right? So Dream 100 person is, each one of them has a show. They each have their own platform, So your job is to go out there and figure out how do I get on each of these platforms. Okay. Now what I recommend doing is a couple things. I probably recommend picking a platform that you like the most, right? So if you're the kind of person who likes podcasts, do this first to all the podcasters. If you're the kind of person who loves reading blogs, do this first to the bloggers. If you're the kind of person who loves Facebook Lives, do it first to people on Facebook. If you have Instagram, do it on Instagram. If you have YouTube, like pick the platform you're most comfortable with because you're going to understand that platform best, right? So let's just say this is podcasting, right? I'm going to say this is my Dream 100 I'm going to be focusing on for this launch is podcasters, okay? So these are the podcasts. These are all the different shows that like, man, if I could be on these shows, it'd be amazing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go subscribe to every one of these shows because I need to understand like what's happening on these shows. I'm going to listen in. Okay, this comes back. This is how you're earning your traffic, by the way. If you want to buy traffic, you don't have to do the hard work. But if you want to earn your way in, you have to do some of this hard work. So I'm listening to this episode and say, okay, for Entrepreneur on Fire, what's JLD do? How does he interview people? What's the style? What's he looking for? Okay, because I need to be able to pitch myself to why I should be on the show. And listen to this one, okay? Why does Andrew at Mixergy, what's his style? What's he looking for? How does it work? What's so-and-so over here? I'm going through and I'm listening, and I'm starting to understand all these different shows I want to be in. Okay, now that I've listened, I can understand, okay, this is what they're looking for. Now I can go and pitch myself and be like, hey, I would love to be on your show. So let's say it's JLD, right? Hey, JLD, I would love to be on your show. And the reason why I'd be a good guest for your show is because, and I gotta have some really good hook. I can show people, I can tell a really cool story about blah, how I did what, like, you're taking out your tackle box with all your hooks in there, like, this is the hook I could tell on your store. On your show, right? It's the same thing when Hollywood producers are trying to put people on the news, or if you're trying to get PR, like the reporters, the producers, all they want to know is like, what's the hook? Because it's like, I got to fill 90 minutes of TV and make it interesting. Like, what's your hook? What's your story? What can we share that's going to be interesting to our audience? That's going to benefit them. So you're doing the same thing. Like, what do you have to share that can be interesting, right? So I'm gonna tell JLD, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell Andrew at Mixergy, I'm gonna tell like all the different podcasts that I'm going after. Like I'm gonna customize like for each of the audiences. Like, hey, I love the interview you with so and so. Like, and I noticed that he didn't talk about this. If you want, I can talk about this, which is really cool. And they're like, oh, that's actually a great topic. Yeah, I'd love to have you on the show. Then they get you on the show, and always, every time I've ever done a podcast interview in my entire life, at the very end of the show, they're like, man, this is awesome. If people want to know more information about you, where should they go? You say, oh, well, the best place to go is go to myfunnel.com, and there's a free report there that's going to give you 99, it's called the Marketing Secrets Black Book. It's going to give you 99 ways to change your business and change your life completely free. Just go to marketingsecrets.com/blackbook. And the host will be, cool, awesome, everyone. Go check out the Black Book. I'm sure you're going to love it. I love Russell's stuff. It's awesome, blah, 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 done. Okay? Then the next show, I go and serve this audience. I earn my way in. I get on show. I give them a good hook, a good story. At the end of it, they're like, so if people want to know more about you, Russell, where do I go? I'm like, oh, well, if you want to know more about me, go to marketingsecrets.com/blackbook. I got a free gift for you guys there. It's a book. It's got 99 ways to change your business and change your life. Just go to marketingsecrets.com/blackbook and you can go get it for free. Cool. And you start doing this, and guess what starts happening? People listen to the show, start coming over here. People come over here. They start coming over here, and you start doing the circuit just like you would if you were trying to promote a movie. Right? You're doing the speaker circuit, you're going, and you're getting people here, you give away the free thing, they opt in, boom, boom, they're into your funnel. They become a lead, right? Step one for every funnel is what? Generate a lead. And then step number 2 is create a customer. Generate a lead, create a customer. That's the game, you guys. So if you're in a spot where like, I can't afford ads right now or whatever, or I just want to do the circuits, and this is also, by the way, a great way to find your voice and tell your stories and find your hooks. Also talk about like testing your material. You're testing on all these different platforms. Like don't pitch yourself to go be on Joe Rogan's podcast with like 20 million listeners until you've done the circuit. Do the smaller ones, do the small podcasts, and get better and better and better and better and better. And you'll start getting bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. Okay, but that's kind of the game plan, you guys. That's how this process works. Okay, and I kind of explain it through a podcast, but same thing like Facebook Live. Okay, here's my Dream 100. They all have fan pages. I'm gonna go and say, hey, dude, I'm a big fan of your fan page. I watched last five Facebook Lives. I just want to see if you'd be interested in doing an interview with me on Facebook Live on your fan page where I can tell this story. And the person's like, yes or no. If they say no, cool, go to the next person. If they say yes, awesome, do the show. At the end of it, push people to their thing, and that's the game, right? Blogs. You find your top favorite bloggers. You come to bloggers, and blogs are a little bit different. A lot of times, a person's not going to write about you, but you can come back and say, hey, I love your blog. I'm a huge fan. I would love to write a blog post for you. I could write a really cool blog post about blah, 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 and you pitch them on the hook and the angle, and the person who owns the blog is like, cool, I'll definitely, yeah, that's a great blog post, write that. You write it, you give it to them, they post it on their blog, and then there's always a link that you can push back to your thing, right? So blogs, I'm going through and I'm writing guest blog posts for all the blogs to drive people in, okay? Instagram, I'm going to do content, YouTube, I'm going to do videos. Like it's coming back and just understanding that they all have a traffic source. All of them need content. If you've been doing this game and you got a whole bunch of hooks that you can go and leverage, here's all the different hooks that you've been testing. It's like, hey, what hook have I tested that's going to work good on this platform or this platform or this platform? And you go and you pitch it to them. If they say yes, you give them a piece of content, and then the content will drive back into your funnel. Okay, and so that's how you earn your way in, you guys. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It takes a little time. But what's cool about it is, I think every business, regardless if you have money or not, you should start this way, because there's this grassroots thing that starts happening where people start seeing you, like, they're on this podcast, and you're on this, and they start seeing you everywhere, showing up on the podcast or on the Facebook things or on the blogs, and all of a sudden it's like, man, this person's everywhere. I keep seeing them all over the place, and it builds your credibility, it builds your brand, does a whole bunch of amazing things as well. So even if you're, like, when I launched the Expert Seekers book, I bought a lot of ads, right? But at the same time, I went and did this whole interview circuit. I was doing Facebook Lives and everyone's fan page. I was doing podcast interviews. I was hitting the circuits hard, just like I would if I was launching a brand new movie. I'm trying to get a ton of people into the funnel, into this world, and it's a lot of fun. So that's how you guys start earning your traffic. So for you, it's coming back now to your Dream 100, and we talked about making your Dream 100 on each platform. Right now, what you do is pick one platform, the one you know the best, you understand the best, and then let's build that. It's going to be probably shift from a Dream 100 down to smaller, maybe it's Dream 20 or 30, however many you found that you want to start focusing on, and then it's like, okay, let's start listening to those things, figuring out what they're looking for, and figuring out what hooks do I have back here that I can create, that I can plug into their shows to be an interesting guest for them, to create good content for them, to get them to allow me to be on, so I can leverage their audience, so I can get them into my funnel, and I can then get over here and change their life. That is how earned traffic works. Does that help you guys? All right, cool. So this is something that's not like a one-day thing. This is like, today you're going to do this for your homework assignment. This becomes like an everyday thing. Just like publishing, we talked about, do it every single day for 365 days. This is something you need to plug into your system and keep doing it. And don't stop doing it, because you never know what show's going to hit, right? I did all the podcasts, I did a ton of little podcasts that are okay, and then I hit JLDs, boom, 500, 600, 700 books sold, right? Facebook Lives, a bunch of little Facebook Lives, a little bigger, and then I did Tony's, boom. We had like 3.2 million people saw my interview with Tony on his fan page, right? And so that's kind of game, is you're doing little ones, just testing your material, getting better, boom, you land a big one, it's just, boom, floods of traffic. It's worth the time, the energy, the effort. It's why Hollywood does it. It's why you should be doing it. It's why I do it. And that's kind of how this part of the game is played. So have some fun, some earned traffic, you guys. Tomorrow we're going to go into the paid side of things a little bit. It's very similar, but instead of earning it, you're going to buy it. So we'll talk about that next, and we'll see you guys on tomorrow's mission.